coaches that really have a real, I guess, standoff or push away thought process with international wrestling and freestyle and Greco. What can we do to help encourage that and to build those programs early on so that it's I guess more the European side of things where we have those programs that way, just earlier on and things like that.
I think you want to call it marketing strategy or idea. I think we have to reconnect the grassroots people with the Olympic movement. I think when we started on staff, if you asked kids when I go to camps, if you ask them who the biggest stars are in the sport, it's all folk style guys. And so, as a coach, what I think you can do is in your program is highlight the similarities and the universal skills that are, hey, this isn't Greco, this isn't freestyle, this isn't folk style, this is wrestling. This is wrestling. And it's not that complicated, really. It really isn't. And we all know that. But there are people who never had an international flavor that are coaches, so they want to stay away from it. And Les has been really good about cultivating a strategy. He did some market study when he first came in, and some of those things that were outlined were attacking with new programming and that thing. But I think one is this idea that it's foreign to me and I don't know about it. And you guys, as leaders of your parents, kids, everybody is kind of listening to you. I think the more you can promote that, the similarities, number one, but also that Greco and freestyle are going to help you accomplish your goals. If all you want to do is be a state champion, get a scholarship and go to college, that these skills are going to make you better, they're going to make you a deeper, more well-rounded, more balanced athlete and help you accomplish those goals. Maybe pay for $250,000 worth of college. I think those are some of the big things.
I think it's just been, we heard the coaches talk about it, that we're presenting a couple different areas that I want to talk about on this story is Bill hit on it, but in the past, we're starting to see the rules of health, right? And what Bill just alluded to, it was foreign, so a lot of it was, and that's fear in a lot of us. If it's foreign to us, we don't want to take the time to understand it. Well, that gap was as wide as it's ever been between folk style and international within the last few years. But that's changed, obviously. So now it's starting to come back together. And what can you do? What can you do as coaches or in your community is to take that guy that maybe is a little bit thinks it's foreign and let him know, hey, it's not. It's a takedown. It's worth two. Hey, you know what? It's worth two now. It's just communication, letting them know, getting them involved a little bit, practices, taking them up. That's what it takes, because you guys are the warriors. It's no different. You heard Terry Steiner stand up here the other day and talk about one of the most important and influential people in his life was his first coach, that he remembers to this day. And like he said, he was around some great coaches. So it doesn't matter what your name is. You need to understand that you guys are very influential in what the kids that you're dealing with right now. And we talked about it. Maybe we don't sell that Olympic dream very much anymore. We don't do a very good job of it. We need to do a better job of it. Because you know what? An NCAA title isn't the top. Here's a way to, hey, no, it's not. Mom, Dad, that's great, but it's a stepping stone. Let's make that a stepping stone. Do they want to be a sectional champ? I want to be a sectional champ. That's a bet. No, they usually what they say? They say state champ. That's terminology here. So we just need to start to plant that seed a little bit more, and give them those opportunities and just foster a little bit. It's like what the kid sees through their windshield. Throw a lot of stuff in front of their windshield. Let them see it. No different with parents. The more they start to see it, get accustomed to it, they'll get more comfortable with it. But that's what we got to do. We just got to talk. We just got to get them involved a little bit. Let them know it's not that fun. But if anything, plant the seed. Plant the seed of the Olympic dreams. All right. And we all know how many weights are there. How many weights are there in the Olympics right now? Going to be 6, right? How many wrestlers do we got in the United States? 4 and 6. They're not all going to make it, but that's not what we're selling. It's not what these, Bill. It was the process. We talk about that. It's that lifestyle. That's what you need to do. That's what we need to sell, is sell the lifestyle of what it's going to take to get to that. Let's push for that. But it's a lifestyle. Let's buy into that. We get people buying into that, then the pool gets bigger. Then we get stronger as a country. Then we all get on the same page, doing things a little bit better. More terminology. We're not, but it's hard right now. But what can we do? Sell the dream. Sell the dream.
American dream.
Well, I think actually the whole thing, now that we're back in the games, what happened is I think people were just lazy. All of us. Lazy about, well, it's wrestling, it's never going to be taken away. And when we realized it could be taken away, it kind of reinvigorated everybody. For sure the wrestling people who are working and making their livelihoods in the sport, but people outside of it, movie stars, politicians, and not just domestically, but globally. So now we have all this renewed awareness, and people, I think, are, okay, we gotta be a lot more proactive. The same way I talked about wrestling. We have to do that about, cultivating a culture of thinking about our sport. So now that we have this, we gotta keep that momentum going. We gotta keep, what Cody said, introducing it to, young kids and putting it in front of them, and telling them this is an option. This is where you can go with this thing, and giving them a future, and then emphasizing, the positive characteristics. It's a lifestyle. It's hard work. It's character. It's integrity. It's overcoming adversity, which is, I would say, something that's really needed in our culture right now. And instilling. That's what this sport brings to us. And of course, we love it. I think we have to tell people how we love it. Look what it's done for me. This hayseed kid from Montana that didn't even have a college program in our state. NAIA programs, 3 of them. And we're down to 2 now. It's crazy. And, I've been around the world 10 times probably. I don't know. I've been at 12 Russian visas in my passport right now. This is my 2nd passport. So it's given me a lot. A job, a bunch of good friends. So.
It's all great stuff, guys, and what a great question. What can we do? I think that you do what you feel comfortable with, maybe a little bit of what you don't feel comfortable with. Getting kids to events, getting kids to see what wrestling can actually become. Like Bill says, it's given me an opportunity to travel, and most importantly, make a lot of friends along the way. Some outside of this country. I don't think that you have to be anything special as long as you're willing to work hard and aspire to do great things later. And right now, I think our country is starving for wrestling. I really do. I think our country is asking for it, that's why I think that I have so many people. If you wear a wrestling shirt, many of you probably have a wrestling cap. Somebody recently has probably come up to you and asked you, what is that deal about wrestling being dropped in the Olympics? And they've heard all about that. And it's like, well, that was horrible. That was really sad. It was one of the first sports in the Olympics. They know that stuff. And to me personally, whenever they do it, it's just a great platform to really build it, and keep it moving forward. Exposing our parents, letting them know what's now on the web that wasn't there 10 years ago, that they can actually watch matches, kind of be a facilitator, get that information in their hands. Let your kids watch, wrestling in your room. Maybe start practices with a match of the week or something, or a match of the day that they get as a warming up that's being played on video screen, stuff like that. So it begins to become commonplace, not just something that, oh yeah, I heard about Jordan Burroughs, I heard about this guy on the USA team. So they actually have to be exposed to it, they have to see it. We have to create those heroes all over again, because we don't have many of them left.
I'm just telling you this because it was the biggest thing that changed my club. I got a fairly large club. Brandon Slay stood up and said, you say state champs every day. How come you don't say world champ every day in practice? And the only difference I made in practice, I appeared to them, I said my team goal was state, national, and international champions. Because I just started saying international champions in practice every day. That was the only difference I made. And since that day, it's changed my life, saying it. I've been in 19 countries since the day I heard Brandon Slay say that, because then suddenly the kids on your team want to wrestle in those overseas tournaments, because it just changed their goals. And if I would have got to come out here, I would have learned this moment. Brandon Slay and these guys out here changed my philosophy on it. Just making that one statement every day will change your team. You don't have to spend any more time on it. But then their kids will suddenly start, hey, it's going to a culture exchange because now they want to go to an international tournament instead of just, not just Fargo, but instead of making that the biggest thing. It's changed our club. That changed my life. So.